He's a little bit country. He's a little bit rock and roll. He's a little bit polka, death metal, abstract jazz, and German industrial techno. He's Scott Leffler. He's not allowed near the stereo at parties.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Here's the Thing. I'm your host. My name's Scott Leffler, and today we got a fun show for you. We're going to do some politics to start. We're going to do some social commentary, I guess. I don't know what you call it. You'll see when we get there. And we're going to do some sports. And we're going to have music by 77 Stone, Blissin, Bank Noise, Atomic Swindlers, The Brotherhood, and Radio 9. So Drew's going to join me in the second half of the show. We're going to talk about an Antipasto Salad. That's going to be fun. And then we're going to talk about the colors of the Bills helmets for the 2025 season. Trust me, more interesting than you might think, especially if you like sports. But I want to start with, so yesterday I'm doom scrolling through my social media feeds as I do. I wish I didn't, but like most people in the world, I am somewhat addicted to social media. And I come across this post, and it's in response to a comment that President Donald Trump said. And here's the comment.
We ended the woke. The woke stuff is no longer in favor. But we're doing fantastically. Wages for blue-collar workers have surged by the most in over 60 years. Gas prices have reached the lowest level in 5 decades. Actually, we're going to see some really good numbers. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. I got to make sure that people can afford to produce the gas. But the gas has gone to the lowest level in decades. And you're seeing $1.99, $1.98, and I saw $1.95 at certain states. Not California, because every time it goes down, they add taxes onto you. You're at $6, $7. They just add taxes. So all they do is they keep adding taxes. Terrible governor, doesn't know what he's doing. He may be a candidate, but if you go by success, you can't have him be a candidate. And on Friday it was announced that the United States Treasury ran a budget surplus. Is that true, Scott? In June for the first time in many, many decades.
So if you tuned him out, like I do have a tendency to like drone out his voice. Here's what he said. The Trump administration ended the woke stuff. Woke is no longer in favor. Wages for blue-collar workers are the highest they have been in 60 years. Gas prices have gone to the lowest level in 5 decades. That's 50 years. But not in California because, they're communist or whatever. And also in June, we had a budget surplus for the first time in many, many decades. Let's break this down. So we have ended the woke stuff. Woke stuff like Superman? I haven't heard too many negative reviews of the Superman movie from people that I trust. Many friends of mine have seen it. They all loved it. I would like to see it. I think it looks amazing. I have been interested in this version of Superman ever since I first saw the first preview that came out, I don't know, a year ago or so. It looks really, really good, and I am looking forward to seeing it. That said, I don't get to go to see many movies in the theaters, and it's not theater, list for me. But I am looking forward to seeing it when it comes out on whatever it comes out on, streaming-wise. And I may even, rent it when it gets to, Google Movies or whatever, Fandango. Probably not, but I could. I might. But I have been a Superman fan for a long time. I used to have a Superman hat that I wore almost religiously, to the point where a friend of mine would refer to me frequently as Superman. Now, I don't have the qualities of Superman. Some. I am nice. I'm a kind person. And I think that this is a large part of what makes Superman woke. So I've heard so many complaints from non-friends about, this Superman movie is the worst because Superman is woke. And the movie is woke. And Hollywood is woke. And this, that, and the other thing. And a large part of what they're saying this for is because they are playing up the Superman as an immigrant thing. And people are saying Superman's not an immigrant. He's from Kansas. He's a white American. Dudes, Superman's from another planet. He is literally an illegal alien. He came from another planet without paperwork. You can't get more immigrant than that. And they're like, well, no, he's not an immigrant. He's an orphan. Still came to America, came to the world from another planet. Literally the definition of alien. And they are upset about that. They're upset that the DC universe and James Gunn is talking about, Superman's, non-legal status or whatever. But that's only part of it. They're really upset that Superman is a nice guy. That Superman wants us to be kind to one another. And it strikes me as so odd that the right political side of our country has a problem with kindness. Like, kindness is bad for them for some reason. I don't quite understand why it's bad to be kind to your neighbors, why it's bad to be kind to strangers, why it's bad to basically do what Jesus said to do in the Bible. Now, I'm not a religious person, but I do like Jesus Christ. Seems to be a pretty upstanding guy. Seems to espouse many things that I believe in. I grew up learning the golden rule. Be kind to others, and they'll be kind to you, or however that works. But I feel like at some point, it's almost like we learned that like the golden rule was bad, and being nice was bad, and nice equals woke. Anything nice is woke. Asshole equals non-woke. So it made me think the other day, when are Republicans going to try to cancel Dr. Seuss? I mean, he's a pretty nice guy. Stands for some pretty liberal things. He speaks for the trees. He wants us to be nice to one another. That's pretty woke. What about Mr. Rogers? Dude, Mr. Rogers is the wokest of woke. When are they going to try and cancel him? Bob Ross? I don't know. I feel like Bob Ross was a decent guy, and if decent equals woke, we have to cancel Bob Ross. Even though I don't recall him ever being political per se, but you don't have to be political. You just got to be nice. Nice equals bad. I don't know. Who else? Tom Hanks. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure they actually did try to cancel Tom Hanks for some stupid reason. Probably because he was nice. I don't understand. I don't understand the desire, the push to not be nice. It does not make any sense to me. I would think that nice would be something that we should be. I don't know. On that note, I saw a thing the other day, again, scrolling through social media. I saw a post, I get a lot of, like, movie clips in my social media, I think mainly in Instagram, as I'm scrolling through, watching the shorts or whatever. I get a lot of, clips from movies, 60-second bits from movies. And there was one from Evan Almighty, which was a decent movie, not nearly as good as Bruce Almighty. But Evan Almighty wasn't bad. Steve Carell is a congressman from Buffalo in, Virginia, and God tells him to build the ark and blah, blah, blah. And in this clip, his wife is in a diner, and she's unhappy, and God, as played by Morgan Freeman, is her waiter or whatever. And he's like, you don't look happy. And she's like, oh, my husband said God told him to do it. How do I react to that? And he goes on with this little bit about, God answers prayers different than you might imagine. If you ask God to be brave, he will put you in a situation that requires bravery. If you ask God to be for patience, he will put you in a situation that requires patience. And if you ask God for, quality time with your family, he will put you in a situation that's going to give you quality time with your family. And somebody commented on this. This is too perfect to be for Hollywood. Now, I'm paraphrasing that, but I saw this the other day, and it has stuck in my craw ever since because it really bothers me. This notion by some people in the country that Hollywood equals bad. And that, nothing from Hollywood can ever be good or wholesome. And, dude, I watch a lot of wholesome movies. Now, I watch a lot of action movies as well, but some of those even have their wholesome parts. And the thing that really irked me about this is Hollywood much like Soylent Green, is made of people. It's people. And different people have different points of view. And so from Hollywood, you're going to get things that are more liberal, and you're going to get some things that are more conservative. Now, for the most part, you are not denying Hollywood as a whole, on the average, is a liberal establishment. And there's good reason for that. By the way, the media was as well. People are like, oh, the media, the mainstream media, they're all a bunch of communists. Again, the media is made of people. I worked in the media for the vast majority of my life. I still do to a certain degree, although, kind of on the side now as opposed to when it was my full-time job. And most of the people that I worked with, I will say, espoused liberal values. Some were more conservative. That said, at no point in my career did we ever have like a meeting to like decide how we were going to liberally portray something. In fact, a lot of times I got really frustrated because when I was working at a certain company, they went out of their way to be quote-unquote fair. If one person said X and another person said Y, you would have to say that, John says X, but Mark says Y. Meanwhile, you could I've seen a meme that said something along the lines of, as the media, if one person says it's raining and another person says it's sunny, it's not your job to quote them both. It's your job to look out the window and tell people what's going on. That was my point of view. My company, however, would say, no, just quote them both. I used to kind of joke, kind of be annoyed by the fact that when working for this company, I could not say that the sun came up. I would have to find somebody to quote that said that the sun came up. That was very frustrating. That was a frustrating part of my career, we'll put it that way. But anyway, so the media is made up of people. Some are liberal, some are conservative. I have friends, I was going to say good friends, but they're not really good friends anymore because some of them turn out to be horrible people. But I have, there we go, so they're not even really friends. I know people that I used to work with that are very conservative, some of whom even support Trump, who worked in the media, some who continue to work in the media. A few weeks ago, we had Stefan Mihailu on here. Now, Stefan, you may know, is a Republican. He served in office in Erie County as a Republican. He is a Trumper, and he was a member of the media. Now, he didn't he didn't unlearn his liberalism as we talked. If you go back and listen to that interview, he was always conservative. That's his point of view. There are members of the media that are conservative. There are members of Hollywood that are conservative. Hollywood is just people, just like the media. Now, one thing I will say is that I find that most people that go into media, self-included, the reason I went into media is because I wanted to make the world a better place. And I found that a lot of my coworkers also wanted to make the world a better place. Shine light on dark things, help progress society, that sort of thing. Liberal ideals. I feel that people that have that liberal mindset do tend to gravitate to certain jobs. They gravitate towards media. They gravitate towards the arts. They gravitate towards expression. Nobody makes the world a better place by becoming an investment broker. People that become investment brokers aren't interested in making the world a better place. They're interested in making money. And look, there's nothing wrong with making money per se, unless you're doing it at the expense of others. But that's just another thing. Back to Donald Trump. So, didn't end the woke stuff. That's demonstrably false. Wages for blue-collar workers are the highest in 60 years. Now, I did some research into this because I like to know what I'm talking about, as opposed to, the leader of the free world. Now, statistics do show that blue-collar wages have grown significantly in the first 5 months of 2025. So that's good. The question is why? Did Donald Trump raise wages? Now, some people are going to say that wages are up because we got the illegal immigrants out of the country because they had stolen all the jobs. I don't understand how they were both lazy, unemployed, and collecting welfare, and also stole the jobs. I've never understood that. I've never understood that, really. So apparently the illegal immigrants stole all the jobs. We got rid of them, and that's why blue-collar wages are up. I I doubt that. Let's just say I doubt that. Now, I do want to point out the first 5 months of 2025. That's 150 days. Joe Biden was president for 20 of those days, so that's 13%. So Biden at least gets 13% of the credit. I will also point out that the economy didn't shift on day one of Trump's presidency, just like a lot of things didn't happen on day one. If you recall correctly, day one he was going to end the war in Ukraine, and he just the other day, just yesterday, gave President Putin of Russia 50 days to stop being an asshole. I don't know why it's 50 days. He claims that it's 50 days because he's new to this, and despite the fact that he's new to this, he said he was going to fix it on day one. So he probably didn't affect the economy that much on day one. Now, did he affect the economy at all? He may have. I don't know. But he definitely is not responsible for the entirety of blue-collar wages rising. It's something to keep an eye on. It is an interesting statistic. That said, this is all anecdotal. My wages haven't risen. I don't know too many people's wages who have risen, but I also, to be fair, don't know a ton of blue-collar workers. Most of my friends have, jobs similar to mine where they don't really work. I'm not going to lie, I don't really do any work. I've really never worked a day in my life. Most of my jobs have been, sitting at desks, being a reporter. Now I mostly narrate for a living. To me, working is like when you sweat at work. And I guess I have sweat at work when I worked in restaurants back in the day, but I've never worked manufacturing. I've never worked construction. To me, those are real jobs. What I do, I'm very lucky. We'll just put it that way. Anyway, so on the wage growth thing, I'm going to give him, half a truth there. So woke, lie. Wage growth, partly true, but why? That's the question. Next thing is that gas prices have gone to the lowest level in 5 decades. So 5 decades ago was 1975. Now, he goes on to say that, in some states it's as low as $1.99. If you saw $1.95 somewhere. So even if that were the case, let's say that the average gas price was $1.95. Are you trying to tell me that that's lower than it was in 1975 when it was like 49 cents a gallon? I'm pretty sure that 49 cents is lower than $1.95. Now, adjusted for inflation, I honestly don't know. But I do know that $1.95 is definitely more than 49. I also know that it's not $1.95 anywhere. Nowhere. Gas prices are not $1.98 anywhere. They're not $1.99 anywhere. The national average, as of yesterday, was $3.15. The lowest is in Mississippi and Oklahoma, where it's $2.70 and $2.75, respectively. The highest gas price is in California at $4.51. Here in New York, it's $3.18. Now, he goes on to, he's always got to get in a dig at Gavin Newsom. He goes on to say that, in California, they're not low because they just keep adding taxes. We'll talk about the taxes on gas in a minute because that is the thing that irks me. But I will point out that the highest gasoline prices are in California, Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii. Now, do they have anything in common? Hawaii obviously is an island in the middle of the Pacific. But the other three, California, Washington, and Oregon, they're all geographically in the same place. I'm just thinking maybe, just maybe, gas prices there are higher for a logistical reason and not so much because of Gavin Newsom. I will also point out that Gavin Newsom is not the governor in either Oregon or Washington, so he probably does not affect the gas prices that much in Oregon or Washington. Again, back to New York, our average price is $3.18. Now, I get gas typically at Smokin' Joe's on the Tuscarora Reservation or at a place here in Niagara Falls called One Stop, which is the gas station that's right outside the Seneca Casino. So both native land. So there's no, I think it's state taxes that there is not on these gasolines. But they still hover at $3. Nowhere close to the $1.95 or $1.98 or $1.99 that Donald Trump is talking about. Now, one thing I will say, this has always been a bugaboo of mine, this has always bothered me. You ever notice that of all the things that you buy in the world, the one thing that you buy that shows the after-tax price as opposed to the before-tax price is gasoline. When you go to the store, all the prices on the shelves are pre-tax. You then have to add the tax to figure out how much it's going to be. Now, if you buy food, you have to add the tax on some things, but not on other things. I've never understood how that list works. But if you buy clothes, some clothes have like half tax. It gets confusing. But it doesn't get confusing when you're buying gas because the price on the gas pump is the after-tax price, which is super convenient, right? Well, yeah, it is super convenient for the government. Because if it was the pre-tax price, you would know just how much taxes we are paying on gasoline, and it is ridiculous. I don't understand why it's okay for the government, and when I say the government, I mean the government at whole, the state government, the federal government, because they're obviously both doing it. I don't understand why it's okay for them to give us the post-tax price. It's because they don't want us to know how much we're being hosed. Now, I'm not overall an anti-government guy. I generally think that government can be useful in certain ways. Government can also be very obtrusive and frustrating in certain ways. But I'm not here to say, down with the government. But that particular thing does definitely irk me. Now, lastly, Donald Trump said that in June we had a budget surplus for the first time in many, many decades. Again, everything like, this is the first time this has happened in my life. So I don't know why Donald Trump feels the need to say things that are demonstrably false. It's not like, so growing up, my neighbor, a friend of mine named Scott, used to tell me all the time, like, oh, this is true, I read it in the paper. And, like, we didn't have internet, so I couldn't, unless I had the same paper he had, I couldn't refute it. I would just, all right, he read it in the paper. Clearly it must be true. Now, in 2025, we don't have to believe things that people tell us. We can, as the right likes to say, do our own research. So, Donald Trump says that for the first time in decades, the federal government ran a surplus in June. If by decades he means in 9 years, then that is correct. Because for the first time in 9 years, the federal government had a surplus in June. Now, that's not that the federal government had a surplus for the first time in any month, just in June. So in June, we haven't had a budget surplus in 9 years. We did this year. It was about $27 billion, which, by the way, is about equal to the amount of money that was taken in tariffs. So the federal government had a surplus in June, so last month, equal to the amount that people paid extra taxes and tariffs, because we all know, hopefully we can all agree, that tariffs are a tax on us. China doesn't pay the tariffs. Guatemala doesn't pay the tariffs. Canada doesn't pay the tariffs. We pay the tariffs. Everybody knows that. So the federal government had a budget surplus because we got taxed an extra $27 billion. And this was the first time in the month of June that this had happened in 9 years. 9 years, definitely not several decades. And by the way, it's so frustrating to hear him constantly say things that we can look up and realize are not true. And yet he gets away with it. Back to the gas thing. I saw a bunch of memes yesterday. If they're making memes about you, that's probably not a good thing. But I saw a bunch of memes yesterday that said, it had a picture of a guy in a MAGA hat pumping gas, and the gas price on the gas pump said $3.24 a gallon. And the guy in the MAGA hat said, gas is only $1.98 a gallon. And it's funny because I do feel like some people of a certain persuasion, people of lesser intellect, are just going to believe anything he says, even though the truth, the verifiable truth, is right in front of them. And then they'll tell you that the verifiable truth isn't true. It's very Orwellian. I know everybody likes to compare everything to 1984, and not everything is comparable to 1984. We're not there. Are things in a good place? No, probably not. But we're not quite at 1984 levels. But I will tell you, the way in which the MAGA followers believe everything he says, despite it being demonstrably false, it is really frustrating. It's like the whole weather thing I mentioned earlier. One person says it's, Donald Trump says it's raining. Gavin Newsom says it's sunny outside. You look outside and it's sunny, and yet you say it's raining because that's what Donald Trump said. I don't understand how we get past that. I don't. But that's another topic for another day. Today we've got other things coming up, including at this next break, which we're going to take here in just a second, music by 77 Stone and a new song by Blissin. Then later in the show, we've got music by Bank Noise and Atomic Swindlers, and finally music by The Brotherhood and Radio 9 US. Now, we are going to take a break. When we come back, Drew McGrath is going to be in studio with me, and we're going to talk about Antipasto Salad. And if you know what I'm talking about, good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's also good. And then later in the show, we're going to talk about the Bills helmets for 2025 and sports colors in general. You're listening to Here's the Thing. My name is Scott Leffler, and I really appreciate you tuning in. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to All Western New York Radio. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We'd surely appreciate it.
I know you Ladies and gentlemen, today, the role of Scott Leffler will be played by Lloyd Bridges.
All right, and here's Drew McGrath with us today, as always, for this beautiful show on this very hot day. Now, we are recording this on Sunday. Long story short, I've got other things to do on Monday and Tuesday, and so we just had to get this in early. But that's okay, because we got plenty of things to talk about. Drew, how's it going, man?
Good. How you doing, man?
So far, so good. Although, dude, I'm sweating balls.
Yeah, it's been really humid.
And so right now, my Google is telling me it's 84 degrees outside, which isn't bad. Yesterday, it was 96 at home, and I was not happy about that.
Yeah, I have 84, but it's real feel feels like 90.
Yeah. And it's just, it's sticky and muggy, and I can't get the door open to the office because it's made out of wood, and it's just absolutely swelled like crazy. I think I'm going to break my shoulder next time I try to open it. But, whatever. So how was your weekend, man?
It was all right. Tried to relax, but can't really relax with the heat and everything like that. So
went to the Pirate Festival in Alcott with the wife. That was fun. We so my favorite part was there was this outfit organization from Sanborn there with I don't want to say exotic animals, but unusual animals. They had kangaroos and wallabies.
Okay.
There was an armadillo, which is really
nice.
Armadillos are my favorite animal.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, so behind the hedgehog over there is an armadillo, and there's actually a couple other armadillos on those shelves there. I don't know why. When I was younger, my uncle was a truck driver, and he was living in Texas, and I had found out about armadillos, and I asked for one for my birthday, and he didn't give me one.
Well, obviously.
So, which is rude.
It is rude, but
whatever.
Obvious.
Whatever. So, Drew, we're going to talk about some non-sports to start things off. Then we'll take a break, and then we're going to talk about sports. I know you want to talk about the Bills' colored uniforms or whatever. And
you get a new helmets?
Yeah. But before we do that, I want to talk about Antipasto Salad.
Okay.
Now, you have no idea what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
You do or don't?
I do.
Really?
Yeah. It's just pasta with pepperoni or whatever.
Okay. So, but you don't know what I'm talking about. That's good. I'm glad.
So I know what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I do most social medias.
Right.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm kind of on BlueSky, but not really. I'm kind of on Threads, but not really. Of course, I have a huge presence on YouTube for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I really don't do much of is TikTok.
I don't have TikTok at all.
Now, my wife loves TikTok, and she's always talking to me about things that she saw on TikTok. Now,
okay.
I will talk to her about things that I saw on the news, hey, did you see that Azerbaijan invaded Poland? And she'd be like, no, I didn't see that because I was too busy with whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this weekend, I don't remember what it was I asked her about, and she had no idea what I was talking about. She's like, but did you see about the Antipasto? And I'm like, what in God's name are you talking about?
Okay.
So this is a huge thing on TikTok, and it is kind of floated into other social medias, but is mainly still on TikTok.
Okay.
So I'm not going to explain too much. I want to get right into it. So this woman right here on the screen,
okay,
she was invited to a party. She brought an Antipasto salad. It went downhill immediately. I'm going to play the video, which you and the listeners will all be able to hear. Unfortunately, Drew's going to be able to watch it. The rest of you are not. That's okay. I do suggest that you watch it on TikTok yourself because it is the audio is really the thing. The video to it is not that big of a deal. But nonetheless, we're gonna talk. This is a segment. Trust me, we're gonna have fun with this. Ready?
My son just opened the door and gave me a hug and said, "It's okay, Mom. It's not your fault." I don't normally post things like this, but I am absolutely humiliated. And I can't. I had to hold it together for the 15 or 20-minute drive home because I didn't want the kids to be, completely, upset. So I was invited to a 4th of July party the other day by my son's best friend's mother. And I thought it was possibly a family party or just a neighborhood party or something, because it's like a road in the woods kind of thing where they're at the end, and then her mother and her uncle, and then like a couple other houses. But I don't know anybody. I'm new to this area. I just moved 1,000 miles away to be here. And so I made an Antipasto salad, like this big, gorgeous
All right, so
salad.
first of all, hold on, wait, Drew. That's gorgeous, right?
It's just food to me.
It's a beautiful dish.
I don't consider dishes beautiful or anything like that. It looks good.
It looks So personally, I would eat the fuck out of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
All right.
But it does look good though.
So this woman, she made the Antipasto salad.
And I asked, is there anything you want me to bring? Thank you so much. I was so gracious. I kept reiterating that. Thank you so much for, inviting me. I don't know anybody here.
So on the screen right now is a text thread between this woman and this friend of hers that invited her to the party, showing that she had been invited.
And I get there, and the kids get out, and I grab the Antipasto, and I brought one beer with.
First of all, Antipasto, and it's all over. And I know
Antipasto.
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but whatever.
Sure.
She's in another state.
With me because I was only going to drink one beer because I don't know, I have kids to drive home. Honestly, never been treated like this before, and I can't imagine having a party at your house and treating a guest like this, even if maybe it was a surprise. I don't know. So I walk into the house with my son's friend's mom, and I'm carrying the salad, and I have my beer, and I just wanted to put the salad down and chat and introduce myself to everybody. And I guess the homeowner's name is Stasia, and her husband, I don't even know who he was. He walked by me kind of angry and ignored me, but I was trying to introduce myself to everybody. And her uncle, my son's friend's mom's uncle and mother were there, and they were the ones doing the fireworks, and they had 500 rounds, and I'm just chatting, not even 5 minutes in the door, and somebody walks in the house and is like, are you going to introduce yourself to somebody? It's really rude to walk into somebody's house and not introduce yourself. He's absolutely flipping out outside about some stranger. And I was so confused. I looked like a deer caught in headlights because I thought I was invited. And even the mother that invited me, she was like, what in the world? I mentioned that she was coming. Okay. So, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't even know whose house this is. And the girl goes, exactly. You shouldn't be in here. And I was like, okay. So I walk outside, and when I get out on the porch, the girl Stasia I introduced myself to, it wouldn't even look at me. She turned herself looking away on the porch, and there's all these people just angrily looking at me and nasty. And one guy was like, welcome to the neighborhood. See.
All right, let me just pause here. So so Drew has got this confused look on his face, which is totally understandable. So this woman invited her friend to her other friend's party, is what I'm getting out of this, right?
That's okay. So I'm on the same page.
Check with the friend ahead of time. Friend said it was okay. But then when the person gets there, the person who's hosting the party flips out and is like, why are you here?
Right.
Now, one of the reasons I wanted to watch this with you specifically, I don't know, was it this year or was it last year? Had to have been last year. No, not necessarily. I don't remember. Anyway, do you remember when Jeanette and I had our Super Bowl party, and you're like, hey, can I bring DeMario?
That was this past year.
Was it, all right. And so
this past Super Bowl.
So at the time, I had met DeMario once,
yeah,
fleetingly, and I think that he said 2 words the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I really don't know this guy, but if he's good with you, he's good with me.
Right.
That's how I treat people.
Right.
Your friends are my friends. Period.
Right.
Unless they do something to me to make them not my friends.
Right. If they act shady or something.
Yeah.
Right.
They are if you are cool with someone because I trust you, I trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And until they break that trust, I trust them. Period. So if you say, can I invite, and I appreciate the fact that you said, can I invite? Yeah. Which sounds to me like this is what happened here.
Right.
And the people are like, yeah, bring them along. And then when they get there, she gets this. Now, personally, I think she's being a little overdramatic here, but I don't know. Like maybe
yeah, okay, so I was confused with the whole thing on how is it. I don't know. Is it to you? Is it how she's describing this interaction like that she's having? Like how like who introduced? Like why are you here? That whole type of thing. It seems confusing.
Well, I think it seems confusing to you because it's dumb,
right?
Because these people are trusting what this woman is saying.
Yeah, if we go off of her story, right?
These women are being ignorant, or these people are the hosts are being ignorant, and so yeah, it is confusing because it's like, why would somebody act like this? And
right, it's like at first I was like, wait, is it her friend's party? How she kind of described it, it was her friend's party that her friend invited her to.
That is a little confusing. So it's from what I have learned since, because I went down a rabbit hole with this. I have watched so many of these damn videos. From what I have learned since this, so it's the friend's house, but the friend lives very nearby, and it's kind of like a compound mentality, like the neighborhood.
Okay.
So it's a neighborhood party.
See you later. And I was like, okay. So I just dumped my beer out, and I was just like, I was totally distraught. And like, I've never been treated like that. Like, I left a salad for them. It was like probably a $40 salad. I used all the really nice Italian cut meats and like all the vegetables from my yard. I just wanted to make a good impression. And like, this is why you don't make friends in your 30s, because people are so nasty. And like,
I just want to go back to the salad. Her own vegetables from her garden. Dude, I'm in.
Like, I literally didn't mean to intrude. I thought I was I feel absolutely horrible because I ruined my kids' 4th of July. And like, I feel like that was so unwarranted. I feel like it was just so nasty the way I was treated and the way that they just kind of ganked like a bunch of strangers just like was standing on the porch looking at me like I was like this horrible piece of shit.
All right, we're gonna stop it there. There's more to the video. It's got about another minute, but it's just the same thing. It goes on. Back to the salad. Now, you don't think it looks great. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks delicious. Have I seen better looking Antipasto salads in my life? Certainly. Has anyone ever brought me an Antipasto salad to my home that looked better than that? No, never. Not once.
Okay.
And here's my take. So I don't know you, but I'm having a party, and you show up to my house with this salad. You are my new best friend. Come on in. Like, I don't know who you are, but somehow you learned about this party and you showed up with this delicious looking salad. We are now besties. That's my personal take.
Okay.
Not to mention, she's already been verified by somebody else at the party.
Well, was she though? Because that person acted like she didn't know her.
Understood. So I have another video to show you. So this is the response from the host of the party.
So, of the video we just watched.
Yes.
My husband is not a mean person. We are not mean people. Neither is my mother-in-law. We simply did not know who this person was that come into our house unannounced to not a party. Let's clarify. This was not a party. This was a get-together of people who knew each other, okay?
What exactly is a party? When you're in your 30s, if you have people, more than a couple people over to your house, it's a party. There doesn't have to be a rock band.
Just continue.
All right.
And just because we didn't know her doesn't mean that she couldn't have stayed and hung out. We just didn't want her in our house, okay?
She could have hung out, like, by the road. Maybe in the backyard. Probably not in the backyard.
I can see where this is going. All right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So to you people that are getting on TikTok and all my social medias, first of all, or my husband's or my mother-in-law's, so forth, so on, and trying to bully us, I don't care. I really don't. Because you don't know the story, you weren't here, and for you to feel like you have to be behind the phone to bully somebody else that you don't even know about, that says a lot about you, not me. And one more thing. we did apologize. My husband did call her directly and apologize to her, and she didn't want to accept that answer, okay? She didn't want to accept that we were sorry, that we hurt her feelings.
She sounds super sorry, doesn't she? Like, this definitely sounds like a woman who is broken. She knows that she has committed a grave error, and she is trying to atone for that. This is definitely the tone of a woman who feels bad, right?
She wanted to get on TikTok and use it to her advantage and try to make us look like bad people and then have half the world or so forth, so on, hate us too to get into the rewards program? Seriously? Person, my husband is not a...
Yeah.
Okay.
So this video starts out, and I think I missed the first couple of seconds when I played it.
It doesn't matter.
It starts out with her saying, "I am not a bad person."
Right.
I feel like if you make a video that starts
so
with,
you
"I
got to
am not
make
a
a
bad
disclaimer.
person," I feel like if you start a video that says, "I am not a bad person," you are probably a bad person. Just like if you meet somebody and they go, "I'm not racist," you know that there is a but coming, and then after that, some statement that is 100% racist.
I feel if you have to make a disclaimer, everything after that disclaimer is BS.
Yeah. How many times have you heard, "I'm not a racist, but," and then the next thing they say is the most racist thing you've ever heard in your life?
Or, "I don't mean to pry," or...
Not to offend.
Yeah.
No offense, but you're the biggest dipshit I've ever met in my life. How could I possibly be offended by that?
And then the fact that she had to post this video
from her car. Why do people post videos from their cars? You notice that?
Yeah.
The first video was from her car, too.
But she is supposedly the person that supposedly invited this person. Am I correct?
This is the host, not the friend.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Do you know where this party took place?
I believe Virginia.
Okay, that makes sense.
Somebody else had said Texas, but then I saw something about Virginia. I'm not entirely sure.
Down south?
Yeah. Virginia, Texas. Depending upon what neighborhood you're in, they're pretty darn similar. But
I thought there was something called Southern Hospitality or something like that. Sounds more redneck to me, kind of.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, this whole thing was ridiculous. Cause
now I can understand, as you know, Drew, and as our listeners should know by now, I got married month and a half ago, and had a stranger showed up to my wedding, I would have been like, sorry, this is a private thing. I don't know who told you that you could come, but they were wrong. It's just sorry. This is very close friends and very close family, and as you know, having been a guest at that wedding, it was just very close friends and very close family. I had 10 friends of my own. Jeanette had a little more because, well, frankly, she's nicer and as a result has more friends.
We just tolerate you.
Yeah. And then another thing, the woman says she just moved 1,000 miles and she's trying to make friends. And I can tell you, and I'm sure that you know yourself, at our age, and Drew and I are not the same age. He's 10 years younger than I, but we're both old. We're over 30, and in the eyes of many people, that makes us old. Over 30, it gets difficult to make friends.
Okay, but to me though, are you really trying to make friends?
I'm not. I don't like people.
Well, I think it just that just kind of happens. I think you try to make friends when you're a kid. More so when you're an adult though. It's
but I know that
just happens.
I know that you've talked on a few occasions about potentially moving to one of the Carolinas or California or whatever. If you were to move there, you would want to make friends, right?
I would. It wouldn't be a goal. It would just be hopefully something that happened.
You don't think that you would make an effort to meet people with?
Well, I would make an effort to talk with people and everything like that. But
Drew and I became friends because basically we both got out of work at the same time and went to the same bar and sat next to each other, 4 nights a week for several months. And after probably 4 months, I think I learned his name.
Yeah.
which is how adult males make friends for the most part. But I you move 1,000 miles, you get invited. You think you get invited to this party where you think that, oh, good, I'm gonna make a new friends group so that I won't feel so alone in this new community in which I'm in. And then you get treated. So I do kind of understand her reaction.
Well, okay. So to me though, it just sounds like women being catty.
Well, but it was the husband first.
Well, okay, but I can understand the husband, especially if say Jeanette just happened to be just bring up random. Oh yeah, this person's coming over or whatever like that, or stopping by.
Dude, that's a Tuesday at my house.
But you could be doing multiple different things,
right.
And not remember.
Here's the thing, though. Somebody walks in. First of all,
you don't have to be rude, but
you just walk into our house, which I think is weird. If it were more my house and not as much her house, that would not be a thing. Also, her family just drops by. Not often, but they do, which to me is also weird. And they have curtailed that to a bit since I started living there a couple years ago. And we'll text ahead of time and be like, hey, by the way, we're going to stop by and do this. But with very, very, very rare exceptions, I don't just stop by somebody's house. And I don't particularly like when people just stop by my house.
If I'm in an area, say if I'm in the area or something like that, and I see there's a car or the car in the driveway or something like that, and I haven't talked with that person in a while, sure.
See, I won't. What I would do is I would shoot them a text. Hey, man, I'm in your hood. What are you up to?
Right.
And if they texted back, maybe we'd get together. If they didn't, I would probably just keep moving. Now, the one exception to this rule.
Well, right. I might be hey, see your car, but just because your car's in the driveway doesn't mean that you're still actually home. Your car could just be in the driveway.
And your car could be in the driveway, and you could be home, but you don't want company for one reason or another.
Yeah. Right. And I might knock on a door or something, be like, all right, cool, and then that's it. And then I'll probably be like, hey, I was in the area, stopped by real quick, and that was it.
Right.
So I think there should be at least some form of communication, either before or after, or immediately afterwards.
So I got a buddy, John D'Onofrio. He used to be the sports editor of the Union Sun and Journal. We were best of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved from Lockport and he left his job, we just kind of fell out. We didn't fall out. We just didn't communicate as much, to the point where we just didn't communicate at all.
Yeah.
So, a couple of years ago, I had texted him, probably for his birthday or something.
Okay.
And he didn't respond.
Okay.
And so then I messaged him on social media, and he didn't respond. And I'm like, what the hell? So I knew where he lived, and I happened to be in the neighborhood. So I stopped at his house because I didn't know how else to get a hold of him.
Right.
So I stopped at his house, knocked on the door. He answered the door. He was like, oh, my God, what are you doing? I came in. We shared a piece of pie or whatever. And it was nice catching up.
You shared a piece of pie.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
We put on our jammies and did each other's nails. It was a good time.
Okay. Braid each other's hair, too?
He doesn't have much, but I tried.
Okay.
But he was like, oh, man, I haven't had that phone number in forever. Here's my new number. And so, when dropping in is your only recourse, I get it. But just I don't know, my kids, I would never just stop by my daughter's apartment and be like, hey, I'm here, because I don't know what she's doing. I don't know that I want to know what she's doing.
Right.
She's got her own life. I want her to feel comfortable in her own life and not feel that she's got to hide anything. So, yeah.
Right.
So I'll text her and be like, hey, do you want to get together on Tuesday and do such and such?
Yeah. That's right, and that's fine. But I think that other scenario with your friend, though, you had the wrong number.
Right.
So
I feel that was warranted.
Right.
And here's the thing. If you are... So Jeanette's family is very tight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very jealous of that, by the way. My family has never been like that. But her family is very tight, and they do just drop in on each other. If that's what your family is, have at it. But don't assume that other families are like yours.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, so this video, though, it just seems weird from the get-go.
So the thing about this is, this has become all of TikTok. all of TikTok is responses to these two videos, and they're hilarious. I'm not going to show you the responses. If you want to check them out later on your own, feel free to. Listeners, if you want to do the same, seriously, go to TikTok and search for July 4th Antipasto with an O, not with an A. And you will find videos and videos galore. You will get sucked into this rabbit hole, and you might never get out.
Okay, but my thing was, so, when this woman said that she could have stayed, but not be in the house, like...
So between that comment and the it wasn't a party, it was a gathering, just tell me this woman's full of shit.
When you're an adult, do you really have parties, or don't you just say, like, it's a get-together, or like a Super Bowl party? Yeah, you'll say party, technically.
Right.
But isn't it a get-together?
Yeah. We're not doing cocaine off of each other's, backs. We're just getting together, watching football. Because I think once you get more, I think party's a number, right? Like, if you have, like, having a couple people over to the house, a couple people you can have over to the house. If you have 7 people over to the house, that's a party. Whether or not you call it a party, I feel like party is a number. And I don't know what the number is.
And regardless, I think it's just a get-together anyway. Regardless of how you want to phrase it, it's a get-together.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, it was just weird. And then, but it also, from viewing her, yeah, it makes sense.
Totally. All right. That was our first segment.
All right.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, I got to clear my brain because that hurt.
Let's take a break. We'll play some music. We'll come back. We'll talk sports.
All right.
We're going to talk about football colors. You're listening to Here's the Thing on All West New York Radio. He's Drew McGrath. I'm Scott Leffler. We'll be right back. Falls Americans continue to roll, winning games and entertaining crowds at Niagara Falls' own Salem Adley Stadium. There's still time to catch a game or several in July. Get more details or buy your tickets at NiagaraFallsAmericans.com. You're listening to All Western New York Radio, home of the Think So Joe Show, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Tune in or miss out.
Ladies and gentlemen, today the role of Scott Leffler will be played by Scotty Bowman.
Welcome back to Here's the Thing. I'm still Scott. He's still Drew. And we're no longer talking about Antipasto Salad. Who knows? We might again, but that is not the plan. We're going to talk sports. Kind of. We're going to talk sports fashion. So the other day, Drew sent me a thing of the Buffalo Bills uniforms for the year. And there were like 4 different helmets.
Yeah, it's a special there is going to be a special helmet for a special jersey that they're going to do, and I think it's for that one game that we've seen that that they were talking about where they're going to do like against like your own division. I think it's a Patriots game,
right?
Where they're going to have a special uniform. I think those are the helmets that are going to go with it.
I know the NFL, well, all sports really like to do the whole special, jerseys for commemorative reasons or whatever. The Sabres had a special jersey for the outdoor game back in whenever the heck that was. And I mean, if nothing else,
and baseball has these City Connect jerseys,
right? And it just gives them more merchandise to sell, if nothing else.
Right.
Plus, it's just kind of cool.
Some of them are like they should actually make those official jerseys,
right?
And then like the
Did we talk about the new St. Louis Blues jerseys?
No.
No, dude, the new St. Louis Blues jerseys are sweet. So they have like 6 different logos now. So there's your standard blue note.
Yeah.
But then they just released variations, and they're really, really cool. So there's like one. This is my favorite, the one that's a trumpet.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the St. Louis Arch. That's the river. I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty cool logo.
And blues for the music.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this one's kind of cool, the Fleur, which is just
to me though that's kind of generic. That's kind of plain now because of the Saints have the Fleur de Lis and the
right.
But I like the ST. I like how the STL is.
See, and I don't like that one. This one reminds me of the Cardinals.
Kind of. But the top of the S looks cool because it's also like what is that like it's a musical note.
So this part is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so teams will every once in a while just change things up, just to sell more jerseys. And people bitch about it, but dude, sports is business, and you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
So the new Bills helmets. Oh, dude, that'd be hilarious. Sorry, a post from Reddit has the Josh Allen Buffalo Bill on a helmet, and I think that would be pretty funny.
Okay, so again, it's kind of like it was 4 of them.
I'm not seeing it now, but anyway,
I sent it to you.
Right.
I think it was on Messenger or whatever it was.
Let's find it. Oh, there's my wife with a kangaroo. Internet's really slow for some reason today. I don't know why. Very strange. Andrew McGrath.
There it is.
There we go. So the Bills have, according to multiple reports, the Bills are expected to reveal their alternate helmets, blah, blah, blah. It's got a dark blue helmet with a blue logo. I like that one.
Okay, I was going to ask you, all right, so with these.
Right.
Order it.
All right, so dark blue helmet with the standard current Bills logo first. Then the red helmet with the blue logo. Then the blue helmet with the throwback logo. Then the white helmet with the red logo. I do like the fact that they went with a blue stripe, though. That's kind of cool. Like I do like the change up there. But for me, the one that's coolest is and here's the thing, though. It kind of looks like a Giants helmet, doesn't it?
Kind of. See, like, okay, so to me, it's bottom right.
So the old school Bills logo.
Yeah. But it's like with that blue matte finish.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. And then 2 is the white one for me.
Okay.
3.
Now the white one I didn't even notice has another buffalo underneath it.
Yeah, the charging buffalo and the standing buffalo.
Yeah.
Then it would be the blue one that you like, and then the red one for me.
Gotcha. Now, I'm glad that you brought this up because it leads me to something that I want to talk about. So, the Sabres are blue and gold.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills are red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
The Bandits are orange and purple. The Bisons are
black, orange, and white. I guess is actually the Bandits, I think.
The Bisons are green and red.
No, Bisons are Toronto Blue Jays colors, so blue, red, and white.
Are they now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They are now. They were green and red.
Yeah. Those were the special ones. And
right.
That.
So, but as a whole, Buffalo sports doesn't have an identity color-wise.
Right.
So
every team having the same colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, 10 years ago or so.
I think that's every team, because if you think about Philly, like...
Well, hold on, because I do want to talk about this. Wait. So 10 years ago, the Pagulas started the whole One Buffalo thing.
Yeah.
I think that they missed an opportunity to kind of rebrand everything.
And
and synchronize it. So yes, a lot of cities do have varying color schemes. But I can tell you this: if I see black and yellow, I think of Pittsburgh. Because because all the Pittsburgh teams do have a cohesive identity.
Yes.
So if I see black, anytime I see black and yellow together, because Pittsburgh sports are so unified thematically, black and yellow equals Pittsburgh.
So
and I wish that we had something that could do the same.
We'll say Philly, for example.
Right.
What colors do you think of for Philly?
So Philly Eagles are green.
Green and white.
Flyers are orange.
Green and gray.
The Flyers are orange.
Orange and black.
The
76ers are red.
Red, white, and blue.
Yep.
And then
the Phillies are red and white.
Yeah. So no identity.
Right. LA's got the Lakers, which is purple and yellow. You got the Dodgers that are blue and white.
LA used to have the all black and silver scheme. So the
LA Kings,
the Raiders, the Kings.
That was it. The Dodgers were always Dodgers
were always blue and white.
Yeah, and the Lakers were always purple and yellow.
Yeah.
And then they also had the blue and white. The Lakers had the blue and white.
Right.
But I think almost every major city that has sports
is all over the place.
Yeah.
So I know DC is pretty much all red, white, and blue, except for the Commanders.
Yeah.
And which is a shame because they just rebranded them 2 years ago.
There's talk that
they missed out on the opportunity.
There's talk about possibly switching the name back from Commanders back to the Redskins again.
I think that's a horrible idea. They should have, when they went to the Commanders, also switched colors. I know that they felt that they needed to retain that tie.
Because their throwback is going to have the current helmet with the Redskins jersey scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so aside from Pittsburgh, most cities do not have a cohesive identity.
Right, it's like Boston. Boston, the Celtics are green and white. Red Sox primarily are blue, red, and white.
Right.
Then you got the Boston Bruins are black and yellow.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots, which are red, white, and blue.
Well, yeah, but they're not actually Massachusetts.
Not anymore.
Well, they're Foxborough. Yeah.
They were the Boston Patriots back in the day.
Which were red, white, and blue.
Right.
So now they're more blue and silver.
And Boston Patriots makes a lot more sense than New England Patriots.
Right. So it's if you think about it, basically all these sports teams that have multiple teams are multiple color schemes, which is weird.
I would like to see all Buffalo teams adopt Sabres colors.
See, I don't want to see Bills. I don't want to see the Bills in gold with gold.
No,
or the yellow.
Why not?
Because to me, though, the red, white, and blue scheme is iconic.
My problem with it is that everybody uses red. There's nothing special about it.
No, but now if we change to our blue is this color of this helmet scheme.
That blue is gorgeous. So I don't know what color blue this is.
It looks like it's just got that matte finish to it though. But that blue with that finish to it as our actual jersey color.
It's like a metallic matte though.
Right, yeah. Well, yours does. The one that you like, or the one that I like has kind of that dull surface finish.
Yeah.
But either way, that color though, I like that color. I think it stands out really well.
So the Sabres have gone from royal and gold to navy and gold, and then back to royal. I liked the navy and gold better personally.
I kind of like their actual black, red, and white ones.
You like so I've seen when we just started looking at this, I saw Bill's concept helmets, and one of them was with the goat head. Bill's concept helmets with the goat head.
Yeah, no.
Although it kind of looks like UB, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I don't like that one. Yeah.
I like
this one right here. Not that one.
No, what one?
Go back to that other picture you just had up. Okay, so this matte blue one again. with the red face mask, right there, right.
This one here.
Yeah.
All right.
That to me, or the one below it.
Our listeners are like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. Or the one below it. Both of those look real nice.
Yeah.
And we've also had red helmets and we've had white helmets now.
Right.
That's why to me though I want to see a blue helmet just because we haven't had a blue helmet.
Right.
And that to me would be the reason why it would stand out.
And the only I like the color scheme. The only thing I don't like about it is it reminds me of the Giants.
I get that. Yeah.
You know.
But there's also I think us Giants are the only teams that really have red, white, and blue.
Patriots?
They're more silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Texans?
Yeah.
I feel like there's others.
I don't really think so. No.
Looking up NFL logos on the internet here.
Well, Titans, I guess, maybe. But,
So Texans, Patriots, Bills.
Yeah, but if you look at the face of the Patriot.
Yeah, to me it's still red, white, and blue, though.
Yeah.
Now, you know what?
That's what I'm saying. The Titan one kind of is like a red, white, and blue.
The NFL team with the best brand identity, color-wise, is the Dolphins.
You know what?
When I see those colors, just like when I see black and yellow, I think Pittsburgh. When I see that teal and orange color, I think of Miami.
See,
that color looks like Miami. I've never been to Miami, but in my
to me
mind,
though,
the
Jaguar one is pretty distinct too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never liked the Jaguar logo.
Right,
but
the color scheme though.
The color scheme is distinct.
Yeah,
I like. I like Seattle's colors, but I don't like the new yellow or whatever, the greenish, neon, whatever. Yeah. Not a big fan of that. And then, of course, the team with the worst logo is the Browns. And worst color scheme is the Browns. For two reasons. One, there's no logo. Two, the name of the team is the Browns, and they're orange.
Well, considering that organization's been a dumpster fire pretty much ever since the 60s.
Yeah, without a doubt there. But, I don't know. I still would like to see some unification, personally.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be
you know what?
it would be too hard,
I think we can both agree, though. I don't want what are they called? The color...
Color rush?
Yeah, those are horrible.
The red and red?
The color rush jerseys for every team are just terrible. It looked like somebody from the NFL tripped acid and was like, let's make all the teams look stupid.
Mm. I kind of liked it at first, the very first time we did it. But then the more it was like, Now it's like, if we had the red jerseys with white pants or blue pants, at least to change it up with the color rush.
Right.
Okay, but the south all red and then the white helmet, it was like what are we doing here?
Yeah. But not just us. I hated all teams color rush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was because it was so basic.
Right.
It was just like what are we doing?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. All right. What was the other thing you wanted to bring up?
Oh, so I didn't realize this, but okay. So for training camp, all right, players report July 15th for the rookies.
Okay, so that's Tuesday.
Yeah, and
So as you're listening to this, they have reported, hopefully.
Yeah, and then that's all rookies, undrafted free agents, all that type of stuff. And then July 22nd is the veterans, so it's a week later.
Right.
Yeah, so and then the actual training camp schedule and all that starts on the 23rd.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that they were doing, because there was no initial reports saying that they were going to do the rookies the week before.
And every team does it their own way.
Yeah, I think half the teams are doing rookies come the week before, half the teams are doing it all together. So. But yeah. I just seen that. It came across yesterday on the screen on NFL Network, and I was like, okay.
And then the preseason schedule starts, August 6th? No, that's not right.
That's the regular.
That's the regular schedule. I thought.
Just type in Bills preseason. Or go to the third one down. Wow, the internet is slow too.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed, but like I'm on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And it should not be. Like I have a dedicated Ethernet connection, so it should be blazing fast, but it is not for the strangest of reasons. So, dude, here's an example. Subscribe to our notifications. The possibilities are subscribe or later.
Yeah. Right.
I want to add another option that says fuck off.
Can you disable? You can disable anytime. Okay, well, just give me the option to press disable then.
Right.
Like, let's do this
here.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I think I had it here. Hold on.
August 9th is the first game against the Giants. Yeah. Three preseason games this year.
That's the only one at home. Yeah. And then the Buccaneers one, we play in Tampa, and then I think we actually play them in a regular season here.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well, if we're going to play in Tampa, I would rather not have that. I would rather not have an early season game in Tampa that counted. So I'm glad that the game in Tampa is preseason. Not that I expect Tampa to beat us, but the Heat can beat us.
Right, but normally we don't play a team in the preseason.
And then play it again?
In the regular season, normally.
Oh.
Yeah, it was weird when I seen that. But yeah.
You know, there used to be people that, did all of it. Now it's all done by computer.
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. So
I know that there are algorithms.
Yeah.
I know that there are formulas. Like we have to play certain teams in certain, odd years and even years and all that.
Right, but it's also like so there's a committee.
Right.
There's an actual committee. Yeah, they run it with the computers, but then there's hand-picked ones where they change games and and move games and things like that. Yeah.
But there used to be, if I remember correctly, it was a couple, a man and a wife, who helped to get all the schedule together to make sure that everybody had the same amount of games and playing in the same So before computers was an option, there was this husband and wife couple that did all that.
Yeah, now now with 256 games and everything like that, it's kind of like that's just regular season, not counting preseason. And the preseason, the teams make their own schedule. I
got a thing from YouTube the other day offering me Sunday ticket for $192 for the year.
Yeah, no, we already had this conversation.
No, $192. This was a new deal, $192. That's less than half price.
Right. Well, that's because of the lawsuit that's going
on. I'm not going to do it, but $192 at least seems somewhat reasonable. Whereas the original price is what?
$700. I was and then if you got all the streaming and all packages, it was $700. Right.
But no, I'm just talking about Sunday ticket. It's usually $400 and some odd dollars.
Yeah, I think
$192 for the season didn't seem because I'm a YouTube premium subscriber.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But now if you're not a premium, now it's probably going to be that $400.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was a special deal for me because I am special.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then, okay. How do you... so I've seen some projections done, computer projections. I've seen... Most of them are saying 12-5 or 13-4. I've seen a couple of them say 15-2.
I can see 14-3 tops. I can also see 9-8.
So,
and I don't want to see 9-8, but I could see a case could be made where this year is a dumpster fire.
I can't see us not getting at least 10.
Yeah,
because the Jets are a dumpster fire and so are the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So to me though, even if we go 3-1 right there, and we say we just those two teams, and then split with the Patriots.
Right.
4-2. So now we got that's 6 games. You got 11.
I do know that I've seen on numerous occasions.
So even if they go barely over 500, at 6-5.
Right.
So it's 10 wins I can see going as long as they win 4 in the division. But but I've seen a couple 15-2. where they have losses for us of the Ravens week 1 and the Eagles week 17. But win everything else.
So
gives us the number 1 seed in the AFC all the way through. We play the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and then we win it. I've seen multiple projections of us winning it by simulation.
So in that regulation game versus the Eagles, are we sitting everybody?
I probably because
I would.
Well, I think we're not because of the Ravens' loss. I think we're not because of the Ravens' loss week 1. Where I think everybody thinks the Ravens are going to be really good this year.
Right.
So, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the schedule.
I don't really see, like, a difficult stretch, really.
So, week 1 Ravens, I could honestly see that going either way.
Yeah, to me, that's a 50-50 game.
Week 2 and 3, we play the Jets and Dolphins. We should kill both of them.
And then we got the Saints.
Saints could be hard.
No, Saints are a garbage fire. Patriots home. We normally play them well here.
Right. Atlanta,
that could be a trap because of coming off of this Sunday night game with the Patriots.
Right. Then we play the London Panthers. Did they change their name yet?
No, they're still Carolina. So that'll be a win, and then which is great too because then we have the Chiefs game is sandwiched in between the Panthers and the Dolphins.
Right.
So it kind of gives us, like, okay, we can kind of, like, play, like, 80% against Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Just do enough, just get by that game. Play the Chiefs, play hard. And Dolphins can't play Buffalo, even though that's going to be in November.
Right.
Obviously, it'll be above 40 degrees unless Mother Nature acts crazy, which could happen.
We're in Miami there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It'll be above 40 degrees.
Above. I thought you said about.
Yeah, it'll be above 40 degrees. So like so I'd give them an extra like 2% chance to win.
Yeah.
And then we play Tampa at home.
The other team that's giving me concern is the Bengals.
See, the Bengals is going to be hit or miss. Where I think their offense can score, but I think if our defense was playing well at that part of the year, I don't think their defense could stop us.
Right.
That would be the thing. I don't think so I can see us going on that run up until the Eagles game. And depending on where Baltimore is going to matter for that game. So it's going to be that game, the Chiefs game, and possibly one of either New England or the Bucs game. Depending on how those games fall. Those 4 really is going to dictate our Eagles game, and if we're like sitting like with like 1 or 2 losses before that, but say we lose that game, it gives us 3 losses, but we can win the Jets game and still get home field.
Right.
Whatever.
I'm personally, and I know I've brought this up on numerous occasions. You keep telling me not to worry about it. Until this James Cook thing is done, I'm just worried that drama is going to sink the whole team.
I don't,
and
I don't think so because he's reporting for camp and everything like that, and he's actually making efforts and attempts of wanting to be there. Where I think if he wasn't trying to make any effort or attempt of trying to be at like training camp or reporting at any sort, I think then it would be cause for pause and everything, concern.
Yeah, I'm still worried about it. I just, as I've said before, I wish we could have a drama-free year.
Yeah,
that's my concern.
I just think they're going to cut his touches down.
Yeah,
I think they're going to cut his touches down,
which is great for us because everybody knows that James Cook can't run the ball.
Yeah, he only went over 1,000 yards last year.
That's my point.
Right. Yeah.
So he's being a dick, so we're going to be a dick to him. We're going to cut his touches down, which means we're not going to get as many yards, which means we're not going to get as many scores. Like everybody's just going to fuck themselves, like to spite everybody else.
But I think this year, from all reports about Keon Coleman, he's beefed up and like got.
I'm in on Keon.
He's got bigger but leaner.
Right.
And there's talks of projections from like different like places like Pro Football Focus and things like that actually try to like do analytics of stuff like that. It's like thinking like 1,300 yards and like 13 touchdowns for him.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
And Cook should have the same. They should both get it.
I think Cook. I don't care if Cook gets 1,000 yards rushing. I think if he's in that 1,300 range total of rushing yards and receiving yards,
right,
with like 10 plus touchdowns, I don't care if he gets the 17, 18, 19 touchdowns. I could care less about that. Or we can do more, spread it out more, but then also that's going to make guys fresher with more, like completely spreading it out instead of having him score all the touchdowns, Allen scoring all the touchdowns.
Right.
I think we got too predictable towards the end of the year in the playoffs. It's just we were on a roll, and it got us to the AFC Championship game.
And as much as
and then we need Dalton Kincaid to step up again and actually being a first round draft choice, be that guy. So
I feel like Kincaid and Knox are a great duo. As much as when the game is on the line, I want Allen to have the ball. I want him to not be the only option, and that is where we had gotten later in the last season, where you knew it was going to go to Allen. Maybe you could stop him, maybe you couldn't, but you knew where it was going to go, which immediately gave you a better chance to stop him.
Right, and so since he's came in 2018, he leads the NFL in total touchdowns, and I seen a stat yesterday that per touch in his NFL career, he's got the highest touchdown percentage, which is cool, but I think is dangerous because of the fact is if he's, I get it, he's the player he is because he can run and do the things he can running.
Right.
But at what point though is like one freak shot and then our season is derailed.
It's called not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Like I'm just.
And Josh Allen is a great basket, but we should spread the eggs around.
Yeah, and that's the only thing I fear is somehow pray to God he doesn't get an injury or something like that that's going to keep him out multiple games. Because if that's the case, we have no chance.
Yeah. All right, Drew. That was our sports bit. Anything else? Oh, do you got a question for me?
I did a question last week.
Damn it. All right, hold on. I'm thinking, folks. It hurts. Can you smell the smoke? All right. Movie question. We've talked about the fact that I have never seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
Never seen any of The Godfathers.
Mm-hmm. You've never seen Scarface either.
Never seen Scarface.
Yeah.
What is the...
Guys, in the comments, please roast him.
All right. Well,
horribly.
They're going to get a chance to roast you, too.
Okay.
What's the movie that everybody has talked about that you haven't seen? What's the biggest movie that you haven't watched?
Star Wars.
Have you ever seen any of the Star Wars?
I didn't care.
So you want them to roast me for not watching The Godfather? Meanwhile, you missed the entire Star Wars universe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Drew McGrath, the absolute worst. Send your hate mail to Drew at drewmcgrath.com. All right. Folks, that's going to do it for us for this week, but thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week to do, I don't know, something, but it'll be fun. And we'll see you then. Thanks.
Alexa.